The familiar patter of your old dog's paws in the hallway might feel a little different lately. Perhaps a bit more hesitant, a little less sure-footed. If you've noticed your beloved companion bumping into furniture, hesitating at the top of the stairs, or maybe just seeming a little less confident navigating their once familiar world, you're not alone. Many senior dog owners notice subtle shifts in their dog's vision as they age, and it can be a source of worry. Today, we're going to talk about 6 common signs that your old dog's vision might be changing, and more importantly, practical, gentle ways you can help them continue to live a full and happy life, even if their eyesight isn't what it used to be. Let's start with one of the most visible signs you might notice around your home: bumping into things. This isn't just about walking into a wall. It can be more subtle. Perhaps they're brushing up against the leg of a coffee table they've always easily cleared, or misjudging a doorway. You might notice them bumping into you more often, or even into other pets. This isn't necessarily a sign of clumsiness. It could be their depth perception or peripheral vision starting to decline. Have you noticed them hesitant to step off a curb, or perhaps misjudging where the edge of their bed is? That kind of slight miscalculation is often an early indicator. What's important here is consistency. If this is a new behavior, and especially if your dog is over 7 or 8 years old, it's worth paying closer attention. The good news is there's a lot we could do to make their home environment safer and easier to navigate. We'll get to some simple, effective home modifications a little later. Another key sign that often accompanies visual changes is a noticeable hesitation on stairs or when encountering changes in floor height. Think about it. Stairs require precise depth perception and confidence in foot placement. If your dog's vision is dimming, particularly their ability to discern shadows and edges, those familiar steps can suddenly become intimidating. You might see them pause at the top or bottom of a staircase, take a moment longer to assess the situation, or even refuse to go up or down without your encouragement. This isn't necessarily a sign of joint pain, though orthopedic vets widely agree that any sudden change in gait, especially on stairs, warrants a checkup to rule out physical discomfort. But even without pain, reduced vision can make stairs feel like a challenge. Are your dog's steps on the stairs a little slower, a little more deliberate than they used to be? This is a strong indicator that their confidence, potentially due to their eyesight, is waning. Moving on, have you noticed your dog struggling to find their favorite squeaky toy, even when it's right in front of them? Difficulty finding toys, or even their food bowl or water dish, is another common sign of changing vision. This isn't just about missing something far away. It can manifest as them sniffing around for an item they used to easily spot, or needing you to physically guide them to their bowl. Perhaps they seem to lose a dropped treat, even if it falls directly within their sight line. This can be particularly noticeable in dimly lit rooms, or when the toy or object doesn't have a strong contrast against the floor or background. If you start to feel like you're constantly pointing out where their tennis ball went, or nudging their nose towards their dinner, it's a good sign their visual acuity might be declining. And this isn't just about toys. It can impact their engagement with the world around them, making them seem less interested in play. But there are wonderful ways to adapt playtime to their changing needs, and we'll explore those practical solutions soon. This next sign ties into all of the others: a general reduction in confidence when navigating familiar spaces. Your old dog knows your home like the back of their paw. They probably walked the same routes thousands of times. So, if they suddenly seem less sure of themselves, if they start bumping into things more often, or hesitate in areas they used to breeze through, it's worth noting. This can manifest as them sticking closer to walls, or favoring routes that offer more tactile feedback. You might observe them moving more slowly, lifting their paws higher than necessary, or even appearing startled by objects they should easily recognize. This isn't just about bumps and falls, it's about their mental state. A dog who feels less secure in their environment can become more anxious. And an anxious dog is a less happy dog. This is where creating a predictable, safe home environment becomes absolutely critical. And it's something every owner can achieve with just a few simple adjustments. So, if your once fearless explorer is now a more cautious traveler, that's a significant clue. Now let's talk about something you might actually see in their eyes themselves: cloudy eyes. As dogs age, many develop a condition called lenticular sclerosis, sometimes also called nuclear sclerosis. This is a very common, age-related change where the lens of the eye becomes denser and appears bluish or grayish and cloudy. Think of it like a natural hardening of the lens. Veterinarians widely agree that while it can slightly reduce visual acuity, especially in dim light, it usually doesn't cause significant blindness on its own. It's often mistaken for cataracts, which are a more serious condition where the lens becomes truly opaque and does cause blindness. The important distinction is that with lenticular sclerosis, light can still pass through, albeit a little less efficiently. If your dog's eyes look cloudy, it's definitely a same-week vet visit to differentiate between harmless lenticular sclerosis and cataracts, or other eye conditions that might require more urgent treatment. Your vet can perform a simple eye exam to determine the cause of the cloudiness and discuss the best course of action. Remember, this is education, not veterinary advice, so always consult your vet for any health concerns. Finally, and this might be one of the more distressing signs for owners to witness, increased startling. If your dog is having trouble seeing, they rely more heavily on their other senses, particularly hearing. This can make them more prone to being startled by sudden noises or movements, especially if they haven't seen you approach. You might notice them jumping or yelping if you touch them when they don't expect it, or if you walk into a room silently. They might also startle more easily at unexpected shadows or changes in light. This isn't aggression. It's a natural reaction to a diminished sense that used to provide them with crucial information about their surroundings. An increased startle reflex is often a clear indication that their visual processing is no longer reliable. It can be heartbreaking to see your gentle dog react with fear or surprise to something harmless, and it tells us that they are living in a world that feels less predictable. This is often the sign that prompts owners to truly acknowledge the scope of their dog's changing vision, and it's the moment to really lean into creating a supportive environment. So, you've noticed some of these signs. What can you do to help your beloved old dog navigate their world with more confidence and less anxiety? The single most impactful thing you can do, which ties into all these observations, is to create a predictable and consistent environment. Avoid rearranging furniture. If you must move something, do it gradually and let your dog explore the change with you present. Keep pathways clear of clutter. Use scent markers. A drop of essential oil, like vanilla or lavender, heavily diluted and vet-approved, never applied directly to your dog, on door frames or furniture legs can help them orient themselves. This isn't about teaching them new tricks. It's about making their existing navigation strategies more effective. For stairs, consider installing baby gates at the top and bottom if you're worried about falls. If they can still manage them, ensure good lighting. For finding toys, transition to scent-based games. Hide and seek with high-value treats, like a piece of cooked chicken or cheese, is a fantastic way to engage their super sense of smell and keep their minds active. You can also use brightly colored toys that contrast with your flooring. When approaching your dog, always speak to them softly before you touch them, so they know you're there and aren't startled. The greatest gift you can give your old dog when their vision is changing is patience, understanding, and a commitment to adapting their world to their needs. Their sight might be diminishing, but their capacity for joy, comfort, and connection with you remains boundless. By recognizing these signs early and implementing simple changes, you're ensuring their golden years are filled with security and happiness. If you found this advice helpful, please subscribe to The Gray Muzzle. We're here to help you navigate your old dog's next good years, making every moment count. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video, and share your own experiences and tips in the comments below. We'd love to hear how you're helping your old dog thrive. The greatest gift you can give your old dog when their vision is changing is patience, understanding, and a commitment to adapting their world to their needs. Their sight might be diminishing, but their capacity for joy, comfort, and connection with you remains boundless. By recognizing these signs early and implementing simple changes, you're ensuring their golden years are filled with security and happiness. If you found this advice helpful, please subscribe to The Gray Muzzle. We're here to help you navigate your old dog's next good years, making every moment count. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video, and share your own experiences and tips in the comments below. We'd love to hear how you're helping your old dog thrive. Let's delve a bit deeper into some of these practical strategies, because knowing why something is happening is important, but knowing what to do is truly empowering. We've talked about predictable environments, which is foundational. Think of your home as a meticulously mapped world for your dog. Every time you move a chair, it's like a new obstacle course. So, if you do need to rearrange, maybe you're bringing in a new piece of furniture, try to introduce it gradually. Let them sniff around it while you're there. Guide them gently past it a few times so they can update their mental map. A simple trick for doorways and furniture legs, beyond the scent markers we mentioned, is to place a non-slip mat directly in front of their food and water bowls. This provides a tactile signal, a clear "you are here" marker, even if they can't quite see the bowls themselves. Many owners find this small change drastically reduces frustration during meal times. Now about those stairs. If your dog is struggling, even with good lighting, and you're worried about their safety, there are more robust solutions than just baby gates. For smaller dogs, a pet ramp can be a lifesaver, allowing them to continue accessing their favorite couch or bed without the strain and danger of jumping or navigating steps. For larger dogs, especially if they have some mobility issues in addition to vision loss, a ramp leading up to a few steps can bridge that gap. If your home has a particularly difficult set of stairs that your dog used to manage, consider what you can do to make it safer. Adding high-contrast safety strips to the edge of each tread can make the individual steps more visible if they still have some residual vision. And if they really cannot manage stairs, perhaps a new sleeping spot on the ground floor is necessary, even if it's just for overnight. Your dog's safety and comfort always come first. Regarding difficulty finding toys and staying engaged, this is an area where your creativity can truly shine. We briefly mentioned scent-based games, and these are incredibly powerful. Think about it. Your dog's nose is thousands of times more sensitive than yours. While their eyes might be failing, their olfactory world is still vibrant and rich. Beyond hiding treats, consider investing in puzzle toys that require sniffing and pawing to release a reward. Snuffle mats, for example, are soft fabric mats with many folds and pockets where you can hide dry kibble or small treats. Your dog spends time burrowing and sniffing to find them, which is incredibly mentally stimulating and satisfying, engaging their most powerful sense. Interactive feeders that release small amounts of food as your dog nudges them are another great option. These turn mealtime into a game and keep their brains active. Don't be afraid to experiment with different textures and sounds for their toys too. A toy with a crinkle, a gentle rattle, or even one that vibrates can bring a lot of joy even if they can't quite see it. The reduced confidence and increased startling often go hand in hand. When their visual world becomes blurry or dark, their other senses are on high alert, and sudden stimuli can be genuinely frightening. To address this, consistent communication is key. Always speak to your dog as you approach them, using a calm, familiar tone. If you're entering a room, say their name or make a gentle sound before you get close. When you reach out to pet them, let your hand come into contact gently and deliberately, perhaps on their shoulder first, so they're not surprised. Avoid hovering or sudden movements from above, which can be particularly alarming for a visually impaired dog. Consider adding a small bell to your own shoe or wrist so they can hear you coming, especially if you move quietly. This isn't about making a lot of noise. It's about providing predictable auditory cues that build their sense of security. Imagine walking through your own home in the dark. You'd appreciate knowing someone else was there, right? It's the same for your dog. Let's talk a little more about the implications of cloudy eyes and what your vet might look for. While lenticular sclerosis is very common and benign, true cataracts do block light and can lead to significant vision loss or blindness. If your vet diagnoses cataracts, they might discuss options like cataract surgery, which can restore vision in some cases. However, not all dogs are candidates for surgery, and it's a significant procedure. For those not undergoing surgery, the strategies we're discussing today become even more crucial. Your vet might also check for other conditions like glaucoma, which is increased pressure in the eye, or progressive retinal atrophy, degenerative disease of the retina. Both of these are serious and require specific veterinary management. So, that cloudy eye checkup is much more than just a quick look. It's a comprehensive assessment of their ocular health. And remember, sometimes vision changes can be secondary to other systemic diseases like diabetes, so a full vet checkup is always a good idea, especially if your dog is exhibiting multiple new signs. Finally, think about how outdoor adventures change for a visually impaired dog. While off-leash park visits might become too risky, their need for mental stimulation and physical activity doesn't diminish. Scent walks are a wonderful alternative. Instead of focusing on covering distance, let your dog take the lead, sniffing every lamppost, every bush, every patch of grass. Their nose is their window to the world. A long, comfortable leash and a secure harness. Veterinarians widely agree that harnesses are better for older dogs. Distributing pressure more evenly than neck collars are essential. Explore new, quiet routes where they can safely investigate different smells. You might even consider setting up a small scent garden in your own backyard with various potted herbs or safe plants that offer different aromatic experiences for them to explore. Supervised time in a securely fenced yard remains valuable, allowing them to feel the sun, the grass under their paws, and enjoy the familiar sense of their territory. Helping an old dog with changing vision isn't just about managing a disability. It's about enriching their remaining senses and ensuring their mental and emotional well-being. It's about adapting, not giving up. It's about honoring the lifetime of love and companionship they've given you by providing them with a secure, joyful, and predictable world, even as their own perception of it shifts. These gentle adjustments are a testament to your bond, demonstrating that your love is steadfast, guiding them through any challenges that come with age. Your commitment to their happiness in these golden years is truly a beautiful thing. If you found this advice helpful, please subscribe to The Gray Muzzle. We're here to help you navigate your old dog's next good years, making every moment count. Hit that notification bell so you